Welcome to another episode of PC Building Simulator. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Saturday. If you're watching this on the day it releases, that is. If not, I hope you're having a wonderful day, whatever day you happen to be watching it. Let's hop in here and check our emails. We've still got Tim wanting $7,500 from us. But let's start with this one. We've only got 3 emails today. So this one says, me again. Fired the intern, but he took the PC with him. Payment, apparently. Since when did we pay interns? Doesn't seem above board, but until illegal start actioning this, we're going to need a stopgap. Could you build us a new PC? I'm trying to persuade the PA into sunsetting her compassionate leave early, and she's going to need a machine to come back to. Ballpark budget, say $750. And can it have something red in it? It was her cat's favorite color. And then a bunch of fake legal stuff. So spend less than $750 and install a 1 red colored light. So let's accept that one. I need some help. I used to build my own PCs, but I don't have time anymore. Can you help? Please, can you overclock the CPU to 444 megahertz? I want my GPU to run at 2108 megahertz. Can you get that done in 11 days? I read that Arctic parts are really good. I heard you guys put used parts at PCs. Please don't do that. So budget of $42.50, and overclock is CPU and GPU for him. So let's accept that one. And lastly, hi, I'm looking to pay for a new PC. Do you think you get it to run Overwatch at recommended spec? A-data components are meant to be the bomb. I really need this done quickly. So let's accept that one. Alright. So as usual, I am going to step away, get a $750 build put together, and be right back. Alright, so for this first build, we're going to go with the Mortoni H170 and i5 6600, the Cooler Master Hyper 212 LED. It's red. 2 sticks of this Team Group T-Force Dark. I believe it was 4 gigs, 2400 mHz. A GTX 1050, a 300 watt power supply, 240 gig SSD. We're going to put that in the Be Quiet Silent Base 600 windowed case. And we're going to throw a Corsair RGB LED fan in the back of it just to add a little bit more red. Okay, so for the next build, we've got one that needs to be overclocked. So I'm going to step away again, put one together, and be right back. So our next build, one for overclocking, is going to have an Asus Z370 board in it, an 8700K, an Arctic Freezer 33, since they said they want Arctic parts, 4 sticks of this G-Skill Trident Z, 2 Asus GTX 1070s, a Silverstone NJ520 power supply, a Patriot Scorch 512 gig M.2, and we're going to put it in a Cooler Master, a Masterbox 5. So hopefully everything will work out for that one. And lastly, Overwatch at recommended spec. So let's pull this up. Will it run? And find Overwatch recommended spec. So an i7 7700 and a GTX 1070 are needed. So I will get something else put together here and be right back. And for our last build, we're going to go with the Gigabyte GAAX 370 Gaming K7 motherboard, a Ryzen 7 1800X, a Kraken X72, 4 sticks of the G-Skill Trident Z, 2 Gigabyte Aorus GTX 1080s, a Gigabyte Aorus 850 watt power supply, another Patriot Scorch M.2 512, an ADATA XPG 960 gig SSD, and we'll put it in this, however you say this, Ragen Tech case. So no repairs today, just 3 builds, let's go ahead and buy this. Let's go end our day, get our parts in, and start our builds. May even rank up to level 18. Maybe. Okay. So, let's put our first case here. Let's get our names right. Let's close that out. So, this one with this case. And a Livingstone with that case. And lastly, Tall R with that case. So for our cheap budget, not cheap, but budget build here, let's get this case taken apart. Let's go ahead and take this fan out. Oops. Because I'm going to put this one in since it is RGB. Let's get our motherboard in. The H170. Oops. Thing's got 2 screws on it. Crazy. Alright. This is getting 2 sticks of RAM. Let's get our processor, the i5 6600. We'll get that installed, as well as our Team Group RAM. There we go. Let's get some thermal paste on there. And we'll get our cooler put on, the Cooler Master Hyper 212 LED. Hopefully it lights up red like it said it does. Alright. Let's get our graphics card in. Let's see, where is it? The 1050. And our power supply. Whoops. I magically screwed that in from the backside. And lastly, let's see, it was this XPG. Stick it right there. Let's cable this up. She wants red. Let's be sure to use red cables. Get everything cabled up here. And we will see if this powers on. Let's hop into the BIOS real quick. I doubt there's much we can do here. We can turn XMP on. We'll do that. Let's see if I can hop out quick enough. Get a USB in. Nope, that's not going to be fast enough. We'll let this get installed and start up. So I guess this red does not count. That's alright, that's why I put the fan on the back. Let's install the lighting app here. Give it a quick restart. There we go. Okay. Let's just make everything red. Apply that. Now it counts. Alright, so even that's red. Perfect. Let's get this case put back together. All right, let's get this one out in the hallway. Let's do this case next. I always like building in this. This is a great case. Let's get the two side panels off. Let's get our motherboard, the Gigabyte Gaming K7. Get that open, and we will get our RAM clips open. Let's get our processor installed. Where is it? There you are. 18 core. 1800X. Let's get our RAM installed. It is this G-Skill, a Trident Z. I gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom. I need to do some builds for PC Bay and get rid of some of this extra RAM I have sitting in my inventory. Let's get some thermal paste on there. And let's get our cooler installed. This is the Kraken X72, the big one. But it fits perfectly in this case. So does custom water cooling as well. Okay, graphics cards. A pair of Gigabyte Aorus GTX 1080 Extremes. Oops, you know what I forgot to put in? You can't do it on this board after the fact. I forgot the Patriot Scorch drive. Now let's get our graphics cards back in. There we go. And we've got an SSD going on here as well. So hopefully, yep, we can install it right. Oh, that's very cool. So hard drives install on the outside and SSDs on the inside of that back plate. All right, let's get our power supply in there. It was the Gigabyte. Okay. Let's cable this up. Let's see. Let's go with the orange. Sort of go along with the orange on these cards. And that's got some orange. Let's power it up, hop into the BIOS. Let's turn our XMP on. Make sure we've got the right boot device. Oh. Keep forgetting the USB drive today. Let's power cycle it. So that is just a vomit of color. I'm going to install the lighting app on here and see if we can't fix some of these colors to not look so gross together. I'm just going to make everything 255121. Select everything there. Let's turn that one off. Is it just going to let me apply a light? Oh, it sure is. Oh, that's much better. At least it matches. Let's get our case put back together. Get our side panels on. There we go. So we can step away, have a look, maybe go away, stop popping up. Yeah. So we should be done here. Let's put this out here. And lastly, let's build this one that needs some overclocking. Let's take this case apart. Let's get our motherboard installed. The Asus ROG Strix Z370 board. Get everything opened. Let's get our CPU, the 8700K, and our memory, which is all this G-Skill, 4 sticks. And the last one. Okay. Let's get those out of the way. I'm trying to remember, this is getting 2 graphics cards. Put a little thermal paste on there. And we will get our cooler, the Arctic freezer. Got a Patriot Scorch drive. Go right there. And let's get our graphics cards in. One and the second one. Okay. Now the power supply. I think that was it. Yeah. Let's cable this up. Going to go for white. All right. Let's power it on. Hop into the BIOS. Turn XMP on. I'm not going to downclock this to 444 megahertz. That just seems silly. And yet again, I've forgotten a USB drive. Let's power cycle it. So we'll get the GPU tuner program put on here. Let's see. Let's do lighting too. Actually, the lighting's not bad. I may just leave that alone. While that's starting up, though, I'm going to put the back side panel on. And the PSU mount. Okay, let's just max that out. And what was it they wanted it overclocked to? A 2108. 2108. That's a nice high overclock. Oh, I forgot to put 3D mark so we can see if we can make it crash. Let's get that installed. We'll do the restart. Then we'll get 3D mark running. All right. So I'm going to let this run. If it blue screens or if it finishes, as soon as it does either one, I will come right back. Uh-oh. So we blue screened. Says it's the graphics driver. So these 1070s may not be able to overclock to 2108. We may have to grab something else for this build. Our core voltage is maxed out. So, let's see. And I seriously doubt that this power supply isn't powerful enough, but that could be the problem. So, let's hop in to the closet. I think I've got some other power supplies in some builds. See if I've got anything. There's a 650 watt. Let's just buy a more powerful. Let's see. Oops. Descending. So that's a 520 watt. Let's grab this Corsair 850 watt. Because that could be our problem. Let's go ahead and have it delivered today. All right. Let's power this down. Let's remove the shroud. We'll disconnect our cabling. Let's grab our Corsair. We'll cable this back up. All right. So, what was it? 2108? 2108. All right. We will let this run again and see if it blue screens. And I will be right back, whichever way it goes. Nope, we are still getting a blue screen. So it may very well be these two graphics cards not able to overclock that high. Let's pull those out. And I think I've got a 1060. Yeah, that's a shame because those are expensive graphics cards. Let's see here. There's a 1060 there. Do I have any other? Let's try this one just out of curiosity. And see if we can get a 1060 to clock that high. All right, so 2108. We've applied it. If it turns out that a 1060 can do it, I will probably just purchase a 1060 so that we're not putting a used one in this system, slap it in there, and be done. But I'm going to let this run, and again, if it blue screens, I will come right back. Alright, so the 1060 definitely overclocked that high. I am not going to use this used one that's in here, so let's go purchase another 1060. Alright, should we try another Asus since we've got other Asus stuff in there? Or are we just wasting money? let's give it a shot. Let's get it today. Okay, let's power that down. Hopefully this will overclock high enough. See, there it is. Let's cable it. And let's see if we can get this to overclock to 2108 and be stable. So 2108. We'll get this running, and like I did the other previous times, if it blue screens or if it finishes, I will come right back. Alright, so there it is. No blue screen. And it held at 2108. So we are going to call this done. Let's get our side panel put on. And let's get this out in the hall. This customer could have had a pair of 1070s in there, but because they wanted a high overclock, the 1070s that I chose just wouldn't work. So let's collect some stuff. Like that one. And that one. Unlock some new stuff. We didn't level up. Alright. So we've got some new jobs available, but we will get to those in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.